Hello students, how are you? Hope you all are healthy and safe at your home. I am Shweta Jain representing Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota. So children, today we will study science chapter number 10, force, work and energy, and in this video we will study the part 1 of this chapter, in which we will be taking the explanation part of this chapter along with the internal questions. So all of you open your books, page number 84, get ready with your pencils to mark the internal questions. Children, we do variety of activities in our everyday life like opening or closing a door, plucking of flowers, kicking a football, bouncing a ball. All these activities involve any push or pull. So children, here when we need to push or pull objects around us in order to move them. So a push or pull applied on an object is called as force. So what is force over here? It is a push or pull applied on an object is called as force. Let us do this activity which is given in your book. Now see, look at the picture below, write push or pull to describe the action of children below. One has been done for you. You can see here what this boy is doing. He is bouncing the ball. So what basically he is doing? He is pushing the ball. So we have written push over here. Now let us come to the second picture. This boy is pulling the pipe with his hand. So here we will write pull. Then this boy is plucking the grass. So how he is plucking the grass? By pulling it out. So we will write pull over here. Then this boy is kicking the football. So what is happening over here? He is pushing the football with his foot. So we will write push over here. This boy is pulling the branch of a tree. So we will write pull over here. So all these activities which are involving push or pull are called as force. When any push or pull applied on an object, it is called as force. Now children, there are various uses of force, like a force is used to move an object, stop a moving object, change the direction of a moving object, change the shape of an object, increase or decrease the speed of a moving object. So all these are the uses of forces. So let me demonstrate you all these uses of forces. So the first use here is a force can move an object. So see children, this is a toy car. Right now it is standing at one place, that is, it is a stationary object, it is not moving. But when I apply force to it with my hands, it will start moving. Let us see how. See, this way it has started moving. So this shows that force can move an object. Now the second use here is that force can stop a moving object. So children, here when this car is moving and I apply force with my hands, then it will stop. Let us see how it happens. Now here when I have applied the force with my hands, this car has stopped. So this shows that force can stop a moving object. Now children, the third use here is force can change the direction of the moving object. So let us see how. Right now this is moving in this direction, but when I apply force to it from this direction, it will start moving here in this direction. This shows that force can change the direction of a moving object. Now children, one more use here is that force can change the shape of an object. So let us take one example over here. So children, this is a clay dough. Okay, you all know it very well. This is a clay dough. Right now you can see here, this is the shape of the clay dough. Now when I apply force to it with my hands, the shape of this clay dough changes. You can see here. Now I am applying force to it with my fingers. Now I am applying force to it with my hands. Now you can see it has flattened. It means the shape of this clay dough has changed. So this shows that force can change the shape of an object. A very good example of it is the chapatis which are made at your home, the dough which your mom used to make for making chapatis. So what she used to do for it? First she roll it like a ball, then using a rolling pin she flattens it. So again and again the shape of the dough changes, and finally your mother gives it the shape of a chapati. So, it is also one of the example of force can change the shape of an object. So, children, these are some of the uses of forces. Now, we come to the next topic, that is types of forces. Now, children, in nature, two types of forces are acting all the time. These are gravity and friction. So, there are many types of forces, but two forces are acting all the time in nature. These two forces are gravity and friction. So, let us see what gravity is. What happens when you throw a ball up into the sky? Does it keep going in the air or it falls back? The ball first goes up and then it falls back to the ground. This is because of the gravity. Gravity is the force that pulls every object down towards the center of the earth. It is because of the gravity that the objects like leaves and fruits fall down instead of going up. So, children, see here, this is a ball. Now, when I throw this ball up, what will happen to it? Let us see. I have thrown this ball up, but it come back to my hand. So, why this happened? Why it didn't flew away or flew up in the sky? Because there is a force called gravity or gravitational force which is acting in nature. Whenever we throw any object up, it will come down, because this force, it attracts all the objects towards the center of the earth, and this force is called gravity. So, due to gravity, leaves fall down, fruits fall down, they do not flew away. Okay. Now, one fact is there that it is the force of gravity that holds the air in the atmosphere. Okay, children. Now, we come to the next type of force, that is friction. What happens when you push a pencil box on a table? Does it keep moving or it stops after some time? It stops after moving a certain distance because of friction. Friction is the force that acts when two objects are in contact with each other. It resists the motion of a moving object. It slows down or stops a moving object. Rough surfaces cause more friction than smooth surfaces. It is the friction which helps us to walk without slipping. So, children, again there is one demonstration of friction. Let us see what is it. Now, here I have a pencil box and I have kept it on this table. Now, when I push it, what will happen? Now, I am pushing it like this. So, what happened to it? It has moved to a certain distance and then it has stopped. So, why it is stopped or why this movement slowed down? So, children, here there is a presence of force called friction or frictional force which acts between the two surfaces. Now, here one surface is the surface of this pencil box and the other surface is the surface of this table. So, when these two surfaces comes in contact, at that time frictional force occurs over here. So, this friction force, it opposes the motion of an object. So, what is friction force over here? It is the force that opposes the motion of an object. Due to the friction, a moving object slows down or stops after some time. Similarly, if we roll a ball on the ground, the same will happen to it. It will move for some time and then it will stop. The same is due to the force of friction. One more fact is here, children, that rough surfaces cause more friction than smooth surfaces. So, if we try to walk on a smooth surface, we slip down, but on rough surface we are able to walk easily without slipping. Why this is so? This is because of the force of friction which is there, the force of friction which is more at rough surface than the smooth surface. So, children, now we come to the next topic, it is work. When you push a chair, it moves from its place, but when you push a wall, it does not change its position. Thus, work is said to be done when force applied on an object changes the position of the object. According to science, work is not done in reading, thinking, standing with a load and sleeping. This is because either no force is applied on the object or there is no change in the position of the object in these cases. So, children, now here another term is work. So, what is work basically? Work is said to be done when we apply some force to an object and that force causes the change in position of that object. In that condition or in that case we say that work is done. So let us see one demonstration over here. So see children, here it is a chair. Right now it is standing at one place, it means no work is done over it. Now when I push this chair, I started pushing this chair, now this has moved to this position. Initially this chair was at this position, but when I applied force to it, it has changed its position and it has come to this position. So what does this show? It shows that work is done on this chair because the chair was a stationary object, but when force was applied, it has changed its position and it has come to this position. So work is done over here. So children, according to science, if you are thinking, standing with a load even or sleeping, you are reading, then no work is done. Okay. According to science, in all these situations, when there is no change in position, then no work is done. Work is done only when if you apply force to an object and it changes its position. So children, next topic here is simple machines. We use some tools in our everyday life that make our work easier. These tools are called simple machines. Lever, inclined plane, screw, wedge, wheel and axle and pulley are examples of simple machines. Let us read about them. So children, basically machines are the tools which makes our work easier, and there are two types of machines, simple machines and complex machines. So here today we will discuss only about the simple machines. These are the machines which make our work easier. These are the tools which we use in our everyday life and they make our work easier. So let us study about some of them. So first simple machine over here is lever. A lever is a simple machine used to lift or move heavy weights, open the lid of a tin or cut things. Seesaw, bottle opener and scissors are examples of lever. Sometimes we use a spoon to open the lid of a tin. The spoon acts as a lever. So children, here lever is a simple machine which is used to lift heavy loads, which is used to cut the things, which is used to open something. So all these tools which are used for such purposes is called as lever. Let us see some of the examples of lever now. See children, what is it? It is a big piece of rock, or we can say a big stone which can be called as boulder. So here lever, can you lift it up easily? No, we cannot lift it up easily. So we use a simple machine called lever over here to lift this heavy load. So what is there in the lever? This type of arrangement is called as lever. Here load is kept at one place, from the another end force is applied and there is one support which supports this shaft or this rod which is called as lever. So this type of arrangement is called as lever. So when we try to pull this heavy load using this stick which has a support over here, then it can be easily lifted up. So this makes our work easier. Now there are some more examples of lever. Let us see them. Children, here this is a seesaw you all are familiar with in your childhood, or even nowadays also you might be playing on this type of swing. So what happens over here? There is a plank, a wooden plank or a metal plank, and at both the sides the two children sit over here. So this type of arrangement is also called as lever. There is a support at the middle position, and at one child puts the effort and another child is lifted up. So this is the arrangement called as lever. Some more examples here are scissors. Scissor is used to cut the things. It is also one of the example of lever. The second example here is a bottle opener. You can see this type of thing is bottle opener. It is also used to make our work easy. By using this we can open the bottle easily, open the lid of the bottles easily by putting the neck of the bottle over here. So this is also one of the example of lever. Students, now we come to the next type of simple machine. It is inclined plane. An inclined plane is a slope used to move heavy objects to a height easily. Heavy cartons are loaded onto a truck by pushing them up on an inclined wooden plank. Ramp, slanted road and slides are examples of inclined plane. Let us see some more examples of inclined plane. So children, inclined plane here is a slope or a slopy surface through which it becomes easy to lift the heavy loads. Now you can see here in this example, to load these heavy objects on this truck, this slanting surface or slanting sloping plank is used, and now it has become easy to roll these heavy objects. Now it has become easy to roll these heavy objects up through this slopy surface. So this inclined plane, it helps to lift the loads or to load the objects into the truck. Another example of inclined plane here is a slide swing. Now you can see here, this is a slide swing. It also has a sloping surface, so it also acts as a inclined plane. You might have seen ramps at your houses from where you bring out your two-wheeler vehicles or your cars or your bicycles. So ramp makes it easy to take them out. So ramp is also one of the example of an inclined plane. Now children, there is one internal question. You have to write with it over the paragraph inclined plane. So let us write this internal question. So children, let us write the first internal question. Question is, what is used to move heavy objects to a height easily? So children, I repeat the question. Question number 1 here is, what is used to move heavy objects to a height easily? So now let us mark the answer to this question. So children, answer to this question is on page number 87. You have to write this question over the paragraph inclined plane. Here you can write the question. So answer to this question is inclined plane. So you have to underline over here the first word under the paragraph inclined plane. You can underline this word under inclined plane and you can mark it as answer 1. Now we come to our next type of simple machine. So next type of simple machine here is a screw. A screw looks like a nail. It is an inclined plane wrapped around a cylinder. A screw has a broad head and pointed tip. It is used to hold things together. Now let us see what type of arrangement is there in a screw. Now see children, this is a screw. You can see here a cylindrical rod is there with a pointed end, and over it an inclined plane is wrapped around and there is a flat circular base. So this type of simple machine or this type of tool is called as a screw and it is used to hold the things. Now we come to the next type of simple machine. It is wedge. A wedge is a simple machine that consists of two inclined planes attached to form a sharp edge. It is used to cut things. Axes and knives are examples of wedge. Now let us see. So see children, this is an example of wedge. Now you see this knife, it is an example of a wedge. You can see here two inclined planes are there which are joined together to form a sharp edge. This sharp edge is used to cut the things. So children, this knife is an example of wedge. Now we come to the next type of simple machine. It is wheel and axle. In wheel and axle arrangement, a rod passes through the wheel. This rod is called axle. An axle helps to turn the wheel. Wheel and axle help to move heavy objects. Screwdrivers, steering wheel and wheels in a vehicle are examples of wheel and axle. Now see children, what happens over here, in a wheel and axle there is a rod which is called as axle. It runs through the two wheels. Now when this rod moves, the wheels also move. So you can see this type of arrangement over here. In this instrument you can see here, these are the two wheels which are attached with a rod over here. Now this rod is called as axle and these two are the wheels. Now when we move the rod, the wheels also move. So this arrangement is called as wheel and axle. This type of arrangement can be seen in the steering wheel. You can see here in this toy car, this is steering wheel. It is also attached with the wheel and axle arrangement, and the tires of this toy car, these are also attached with wheel and axle arrangement. Inside it there is a rod through which both of these are attached. So when that rod moves, the tires also move. Now we come to the next type of simple machine, it is pulley. A pulley consists of a grooved wheel and a rope. It is used to lift heavy loads easily. Now see children, this type of arrangement is called as pulley. In this arrangement there is a grooved wheel and through this groove a rope is running. So when we pull this rope, this wheel or this grooved wheel, it moves and it helps in lifting the heavy loads. You can see one example over here. This type of arrangement is used to draw water from the wells. So children, these were some of the simple machines. Now we come to our next topic, that is energy. Now we need energy to do everything like talking, laughing, working and playing. Energy is the ability to do work. There are different forms of energy like wind energy, solar energy, chemical energy and muscular energy. So what is energy over here? Energy is the ability to do work. So children, in your lower classes and in your previous chapter also you have been studying that we need food to get energy, and why do we need energy? To do all our work. So all the works, whether you are talking, you are laughing, you are sitting, you are standing, you are moving, all the works need energy. So the ability to do work is called as energy, and there are different forms of energy. So we will discuss each of these one by one now. Now children, there is one internal question. So let us first write the internal question. So question number 2 over here is, what is energy? I repeat the question. Question number 2 here is, what is energy? So now let us mark the answer to this question. So children, you have to write this question on page number 88 over the paragraph of energy. You can write the question over here, what is energy? Now you have to mark the answer over here under the paragraph of energy. Mark it from in the second line, starting from energy till work. Energy is the ability to do work. Energy is the ability to do work. So underline this line and mark it as answer 2. Now we come to sources of energy. So children, energy is obtained from different sources. So some of the sources we will study over here. First is sun. The sun is the most important source of energy on the earth. The energy that we get from the sun is called solar energy. Plants trap solar energy to make food. The food has energy stored in form of chemical energy. Solar energy is also used to cook food using solar cookers. It can also be converted into electrical energy through solar panels. Now children, on this earth, sun is the ultimate source of energy. It provides energy in form of heat and light, and the most important thing is the plants that use this solar energy to perform photosynthesis. They prepare food using solar energy, and that food is stored in form of chemical energy inside our body, and whenever we require it, we get that chemical energy inside our body to do our work. Similarly, solar energy can also be used to cook food using solar cookers. It can also be converted into electrical energy using solar panels. Nowadays you might have seen solar geysers are there. So many solar appliances are there which runs on solar energy. So what happens over there? Solar energy is converted into electrical energy. So let us see some examples. Now see children, it is a solar cooker. So what happens over here? When sun rays fall on this surface, it reflects the heat of the sun into these pots which are kept inside, and food is kept into these pots. So the food is cooked inside them by the heat of the sun. So this is solar cooker which uses solar energy. Now children, again there is one internal question. So let us write the internal question. So question number 3 here is, what is solar energy? I repeat the question. Question is, what is solar energy? So let us mark the answer to this question. Now students, answer to this question here is on page number 88. Under the paragraph sun, you can write the question over the paragraph sun over here, what is solar energy, and mark it in the second line, start from the energy and underline it till solar energy. So it is the energy that we get from the sun is called solar energy. I repeat, the energy that we get from the sun is called solar energy. Underline this complete sentence and mark it as answer 3. Now let us come to another source of energy, it is wind. Moving air is called wind. Wind energy turns the blades of a windmill to generate electricity, draw underground water, or to grind grains into flour. So children, here wind energy is also a very strong form of energy which can move the blades of a windmill. So see children, it is a type of windmill. The blades are here. So by the force of wind or by the energy of wind, these blades are moved, and when these blades are moved or rotated, energy is generated and it is stored. Now another source of energy here is water. Moving water possesses a lot of energy. Dams are built to use the energy of water. The water stored in dams is allowed to fall from a height on turbines. As a result, the turbines rotate and help to produce electricity. So children, here water is also another powerful form of energy. You might have visited Kota barrage. Over here we have different dams in our city. Okay, so one of it is Kota barrage. If you have visited over there, you might have seen this type of arrangement. It is called as dam. Here water is falling from the height, and what is there on the opposite side of it? Water is stored. Now when it falls from the height, it falls on the turbines. Now this water has energy when it is falling from the height. Now when it falls on turbine, that energy rotates the turbines, and when the turbines are rotated, that energy is converted into electrical energy, and we get the supply of that electrical energy at our homes to run our electrical appliances. So this is the source, water as an energy source. Now we come to the next source of energy, that is fuels. Substances like coal, petrol, diesel, compressed natural gas, kerosene and wood that are burnt to produce heat and power are called fuels. All the vehicles like cars and buses use fuels to move. Fuels are used for cooking also. Energy can be changed from one form to another. In electric bulbs, electrical energy is converted into light energy. In electric iron, electric energy is converted to heat energy. So children, another source is fuels. Now when you want to go somewhere by your car, so what first you do? You get it filled by the petrol. If petrol or diesel is there, then only car is able to move. Now what is the use of petrol or diesel over here? These are the fuels which when burnt they produce heat energy. So this energy is used for the movement of the vehicles. Similarly, at your home, when your mother cooks food, so first of all what she do? She puts on the gas. So what is she doing basically? In the cylinder of the gas, there is a fuel which is filled inside. When this fuel is burnt, heat energy is generated and this heat energy is used to cook food. So, these are some of the fuels as a source of energy. Now children, energy can be changed from one form to another. Now, some of the examples here are in electric bulbs. So, what happens over here in electric bulbs? When we switch on the electric bulb, then what happens? It lights up. How it lights up? When we switch on the electricity, the electrical energy get converted into light energy and bulb lights up. Similar is the case of electric iron. When we put the switch on, what happens? The surface of the electric iron gets heated up. So, what is happening over here? Electrical energy is converted into heat energy and the plate of iron gets heated up. So, these are the ways through which energy can be converted in one form to another. So, children, this was all about the explanation part of this chapter. I hope you all have understood the chapter and marked the internal questions also. So, we will meet with the next part of this chapter in our next video. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.